Hello everybody, this is Commander Strain and welcome back to Armoured Warfare. Today I want to take a look at the first reward vehicle from the Assassin mission tree, the T-55 Enigma. Back in the days of the Cold War, the Soviet Union exported many military vehicles throughout the Middle East. The T-55 Enigma was an attempt by the Iraqi military at the end of the 1980s to improve the protection of this aging tank. So they added over 30 armour blocks to the vehicle, including 8 on either side of the hull, 2 on the large upper glacis, 8 to the turret, as well as 4 thin blocks to the rear turret on a counterweight. This armour kit weighed about 4 tonnes, adding approximately 10% of extra weight to the tank without improving the engine power, so this had an impact to reduce the mobility of the vehicle. In Armoured Warfare, the T-55 Enigma is a Tier 3 premium reward main battle tank that is armed with a 100mm main gun, has moderate armour protection and the worst mobility of all the other Tier 3 MBTs. So let's take a look at the main stats of the vehicle and compare it to the other Tier 3 main battle tanks currently in the game. So looking at the T-55 Enigma against the other Tier 3 MBTs, you can see the damage per minute value of 3005 actually on paper is pretty good. This is helped by that awesome 5.99 reload time. But what lets the actual combat capabilities of the vehicle down is the 300 alpha damage on the AP shells. That's an average damage, but that is far less than all the other Tier 3 MBTs. Looking at defensive capabilities, hit points, it's a standard 1750. That's pretty much standard, give or take, across all of the Tier 3 MBTs. Armour, for against the other Soviet vehicles, not too bad. It's comparable. The Leopard really does struggle against the T-55 Enigma, but as you'll see when we look at the Armour Inspector later, you'll see where all the weak spots are on that armour. Looking at mobility now, you can see the T-55 Enigma is by far the slowest, and the slowest to get up to that 32 km/h speed as well. Weight, only the M60 is heavier than this, and the whole traverses, it's pretty average, 34.15 degrees. The M60 is pretty bad at 22, but then you look at something like the Tyran 6 at 40.36 degrees per second, that's not too bad. Going away from mobility and onto the utility aspects of it, camouflage rating is not too bad, 20%. That low profile on the vehicle is pretty damn good. The T62 Veteran and the T62, again, I think the Veteran's got that extra 5% on there, and I think my one in-game, the Enigma in-game has got a camouflage pattern on it, so really that is going to be down at 15%, so that's not too bad. View range at 395 metres is not bad, only the Leopard 1 has far superior basic view range. Looking at the targeting aspects of the vehicle, gun depression, again, this is a Soviet or a former Soviet vehicle. Gun depression -5 off the front, -4 off the rear. That is pretty damn bad. When you look at the Leopard, having 10 degrees at the front makes that a far superior Ridgeline Warrior. But the actual accuracy on this 100mm gun is pretty good, and the aim time at 1.93, comparable to most of the other Tier 3 MBTs. And turret traverse isn't too bad as well. You've got 42 degrees per second. A couple of the other vehicles have got the same or higher, and only a couple of less. So overall, on paper, the T-55 Enigma isn't bad, but we're going to have a look at the Armour Inspector now, and then you can see where the extra armour is bolted on, where it protects you from, and where those weak spots are. So here we are in the armour viewer in-game, and as you can see, the protection levels against 100mm shells, it's not brilliant. You've got these great bolted on side plates on the turret. They actually give a little bit of protection, but you've got huge weak spots right on the front of the turret between these bolted on panels and the actual gun mantlet itself. And again, underneath the gun and all the way along the front of the turret, it's pretty damn easy to penetrate. Lower plate, as always, is fairly good to get through. If you're aiming at the upper plate, well, most of the time you are going to need a penetration of over 400 to get through on this area of the upper plate. So focus on the lower glacis, but if you can't get the lower glacis, if it's hull down, you've got these weak spots to aim here. When you look at the side of the vehicle, well, it's a typical MBT. Even these side panel protectors just don't give enough protection, and again, you're going to get easy penetrations through the side of the turret as well as the side of the hull. So looking at the vehicle itself, its armour protection is not brilliant. There are some times where you are going to pull off a lucky bounce against the lower plate, or maybe even against the top of the turret, or against these armour panels, but there are weak spots you can aim for in order to take out the T-55 Enigma. You cannot count on your armour protection to give you that edge in combat. And also with the mobility this vehicle has, you can't even really use its speed to get out of danger faster you get into it. So here I am in the T-55 Enigma. It's a 15 versus 15 game. It's tier 3 and tier 4, and we're on the River Point map. We spawned at the northern base, and as you can see, the T-55 Enigma itself, the model, does look rather nice. Those bolt-on armor plates on the side of the hull, the side of the turrets, and the front of the vehicle look pretty damn good. Unfortunately, the vehicle itself, in my humble opinion, is only average, but let's see what we can do. Now, the meta on the global server is you tend to get a lot of people that push down the 8-9 line. I kind of don't like going down there a lot now. I much prefer to go over to the 0-1-2 line so we can actually get some mobility and push down there. Now, the speed of this vehicle is not fantastic. As you can see, we're getting up to about 40-41 kilometers per hour on this little bit of a rough grassy terrain. You can see I've got some support coming across. There's a Turan 6 and a T-62, and you can see how quickly they're pulling away from me. It's only when they hit rough terrain do they slow down, so there's ground resistance is bringing into effect in this game. But I kind of push across here. I've loaded heat. I haven't talked a lot about the heat ammunition, but it's pretty damn good. It's better than the AP for penetration and damage. Unfortunately, the speed of the shell is just pretty bad. Now, I kind of fire on the move here. Strangely enough, I actually get a shot into the side of that vehicle there. I think it was the Scorpion 90. We do some minor damage to his tracks, don't do actually physical hit point damage. But I'm continuing to push on here. I've got an M113 ACAV with us, a Turan 6, and our T-62 has kind of stopped on the other side. So what I'm going to try and do is just kind of push up here, just to have a poke over. The gun depression, as I've discussed before, it's not brilliant on this vehicle. As you can see, I'm not able to get a lot of my gun onto anything that's going to come around here. But I'm just really waiting to see if any of my team actually continue to follow me down here. Now I can say, sod it, I'm going to push over. You can see our team have pushed over on the 5-6 line. I can see the Scorpion 90s over there. And I want to get through this gap and get into a position where I can engage the Scorpion 90 and anything beyond this little point just here. Now my team are following me down here. You can see on the other side of the map there's a bit of a stalemate on the 8-9 line. Lots of MBTs in cover, firing at each other and not getting a lot done. Now we're kind of pushing around here. I'm looking for the Scorpion 90. There he is. He pops smoke and I keep pushing. I've got a heat round loaded. He's firing, taking some damage there. Kind of get over. The gun stability's not brilliant. I get a shot into him. 364. I get spotted. I kind of pull back for a second, and I think about going after the Scorpion 90. He gets taken out. Now I pop a little bit of smoke there. It's pretty ineffective engine smoke there as I try and push through this gap and get into this position here. I can see I've got some support above me and to the right, and the Turan 6 is pushing behind me. I take a shot there. Looks like there it is. It's the XM800T Law. Take a shot from him. I fire a couple of shots at him, but don't get anywhere. Take a second missile from him. So really, the view range not fantastic. The XM800T pulls back, and I kind of hold here, and I switched now to some Sabre rounds, just purely for that extra speed. I think the heat rounds are about 915 meters per second. The Sabre rounds are about 1415. We get a Sabre round into the XM800T. Doesn't do quite as much damage as maybe the heat round would have done, but I guaranteed to get that shell there fairly quickly. Now I'm pushing around this, another 800T Law, get another shot into him. He takes some more damage with 2 tanks up, and I'm kind of considering, no, I don't want to go down there. That will just kill me, cause me more damage. So I kind of back here, take another hit. I didn't actually see this this OT-65A up there, whether he was pushed down over the hill trying to escape. He got one into me, but we managed to put him down and kill him with a little hit for 24 damage, and that was our first kill of the game. So again, I've got Sabo rounds loaded. They get spotted, and I'm trying to push down over here. I know there's the XM800T onto my right in the church, but I'm trying to push down onto this MBT ahead of us. I can pop some smoke there, and I'm kind of thinking, do I actually want to push? Where's my team? I'm kind of looking around to see what cover I've got and what support I've got. As you can see, I'm the only tank over this side of the bridge. I take another shell there. I think that's from OT-65. I get a shot in on that shot Cal over there. We did 273 damage, and I kind of pull back and just hold. I'm waiting to see what my team do. Again, pushing down here. We've got a nice healthy lead. I fire a shell there at the shot count and totally miss. You can see our team are now dominating the middle of the map. There's a bit of a stalemate still going down the 7-8 line, but our team are pushing down the 5-6 line nicely, and we've got quite a healthy lead. We've got basically a 6-tank lead here. So now I'm aggressively pushing on. I can see an ACAV over there. Fire a shot into him. Not sure if the shot actually hits him. He disappears, drops off our view range. Some shots going into our enemy vehicles over there. I'm just going to stop, and then pushing forward now. It looks like we may have actually got a shot into him. I fire again and totally derp that shot. Totally miss it. So I kind of drop down now to get a little bit of cover. I can also see there is an ACAV up to my right somewhere. So I'm concerned about where he is. We can see the shot cow down there as well. And again, I've still got AP rounds loaded. So I'm going to push on. I can see then another M113 ACAV trying to get a shot off onto him. The gun depression is being a bit of a hindrance to me. I fire, impact that shell into the ground. You can see another enemy vehicle gets taken down. The ACAV stops there. I get a shot into him. Again, an AP round, because that's what I've got loaded. 275 damage there. So I'm now loading a heat round up here. And we're going to try and push on now onto the remaining MBTs. We've got a 13-3 lead, so it's pretty damn good. The win is pretty much in the bag. At the moment, we're up to 1489 damage with 1 kill. You can see I've got a friendly Type 59 to a Legend there. I'm going to try and push round onto this Leopard 1 and onto this Shot Cow. Now, I'm concerned about the Shot Cow with its ERA armor on the front. I've got, I think, a heat round loaded. I'm getting ready there. No, I didn't pen the heat round with the Shot Cow. Automatically load a AP round, and the game ends there. So let's take a look at the post-game results. In this game I did 1,771 damage. I got 1 kill, 1 spot, did 2,216 assistance damage, and earned myself a base 1,225 experience. As part of the Warlords of the Wasteland, I got 52 battle coins for this game. That was with the 100% bonus we had this past weekend for battle coin income. So overall, not a bad result for the T-55 Enigma. Not fantastic, but it does highlight some of the strengths and some of the weaknesses of this tank. For me, the T-55 Enigma is an average tank. You can't rely on its armor protection. Its mobility is terrible. I think I'd much rather be playing at Tier 3, a Leopard 1 with its excellent mobility, excellent gun handling characteristics over this T-55 Enigma. With only 2 weeks to go before the Warlords of the Wasteland event actually ends, the lovely people at my.com have given me some battle coin codes that I can give away to you. So please check out the video description below and make sure you enter the competition. Thank you once again for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. If you've hated it, give it a dislike. Also, take your time to comment on this video and comment on my previous videos where I'm gathering data about your opinions and thoughts on the Warlords of the Wasteland event. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.